So hey Chris, we're here, Superbooth 2017, and you've got a couple new modules to show us, right?
I do.
So where are we starting off first?
First thing is the ADM23 EOS, which is a module version of our super popular EOS plugin, or Reverb plugin. It's more or less identical to the plugin, except that we changed the EQ a little bit to save some cost. Instead of having 8 knobs, 8 pods, 8 CV jacks, 80 to smoothing to do all those, we just made one color knob. That's better for live. You don't want to be messing around, so you got dark and bright, you know. Otherwise, it's functionally identical to the plugin. You know, it's got the Super Hall algorithm and the plate algorithm. It's got a freeze. I can actually fire it up here a little bit.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So this is just a basic synth sound from our upcoming desktop synth, which I'm not going to talk about. And now I'm going to send it to EOS. I have a long free delay there I'm going to turn down. So you can hear it's got all the normal EOS controls. So in Super Hall, the attack makes it, you know, very sharp attack. You can actually kind of use it as a delay. Separates out the early reflections to make it broader. This is the, sorry, it's difficult to hear with the Jomox guys. This smears the early reflections with a diffusion knob, and then this is where the magic happens with decay. As you can hear, it's a super long, rich reverb, kind of a Harold Budd, Brian Eno kind of thing, you know, for really good on synth and piano-ish sounds with a long release and a heavy attack and decay. So and in plate mode, it's great on drums and whatnot. You know, it's a normal studio reverb, and it can do all the things you would expect from that.
Excellent.
And then the other bad boy we're showing is Enso, which is our upcoming looper. I only have a prototype of that right now. Basically, its main mode is a clock looper in the vein of the looper plugin in Live. So if you imagine the looper plugin in Live in record overdub mode, that's basically how this works. I have it set, I'm getting 1 clock per measure from sequencer 1 here, and I have it set for 2 clock long, so a 2 measure long loop. So let me turn up the drums here. That's our Boom Shack Neuron making the drum sound. So you're hearing the live recording right now, and then between the clocks I can press the record. Now it's recording. Now it's looping. So totally seamless. So how I picture this working is that you record a good long, it has a 50-second time at one time. So you record a good long section of your performance and then let it loop, and you can make a new patch while that's playing and then crossfade to the new patch.
So is there any way to kind of cue what, like, after you've recorded, mate? Like
then we would go into sample player mode, where that button will trigger the sample to play. And in sample player, in all the looping modes, the sample player has the slicing and stuff, but in all the looping modes you can just, it's not working right now because we had to reorganize some things, and I didn't want to have untested software at a show like this. But when it is working, all you'll do is just hold down the encoder, the wave loading screen comes up, you scroll to the wave file you want to load into the buffer, hold the button down again, and it's in there and looping and ready to go.
So and they're stored on a micro SD.
Yeah, and you can save whatever's in the buffer to the SD card as well. Work with it on your computer, so you can use this for a 50-second recorder.
So can you kind of like mess around with the sample afterwards?
Yeah. So play it backwards. overdub. All the normal stuff you'd want to do.
So when are you hoping to have the Enzo out?
Oh, if you had asked me 2 weeks ago, I'd have said middle of May. Right now, I'll say early June.
Is that just because like you're gonna have a
you're
gonna have a Superbooth come down?
Yeah, exactly. No, we discovered a problem with the SD card that took a long time to fix. It was what we call a blocking. When it was reading, it was blocking, which means it was holding up. And the way I want this to work is that it continues to work until you interrupt the mode by user interaction. So unless you clear the loop or load a new sample, it's just going to continue to do its thing. So that way it's hard to mess up when you're playing live. You know, you don't accidentally hit one button and the whole don't know where you are. And in order to do that, loading has to be non-blocking, and so we had to figure that out. And that just took a long time. So it added a month to the development time, unfortunately.
And
but that's development for you. Sometimes it's easy, you know. And EOS came together really well once we got this platform, but it only took me a few days to port it. But and so we'll probably be working on it for a good long while yet.
So EOS is available now, right?
Yeah, the first units went to control last week, and then I flew to Europe. And as soon as I get back, the rest will be waiting for me, and they'll go to Analog Haven and Control Voltage, here to Alex 4, to our other smaller dealers, Perfect Circuit, etc.
Excellent. Well, yeah, thank you very much, Chris.
My pleasure.